Daniel, and I think Bodhi. If you're willing and you don't have to, I would love to see your face and hear your voice for a minute and ask you a question. Hi there, nice to see you. Is it Daniel? Yeah. I would like to know, if you don't mind, what you're studying at Stout, or what you plan to study.
Yeah, I'm studying computer science currently. I'm taking the path for video game design. So I heard that Howest University has some stuff for that. So
yeah, absolutely. Okay, so you're also in the good place, and you'll see there'll be some crossover of different programs we offer. And well, you might have some questions about which ones you could focus on. Okay, well, it's nice to meet you. And I can't really read the screen. I think it says Badi. Am I saying your name right?
Hi, it's Bodhi.
Bodhi. Okay, I can't see if it's an A or an O because of the light. I'm sorry.
I get you. No worries.
And what are you studying or planning to study?
I'm looking at mechanical engineering and applied physics double major right now.
Okay. We have some things that will fit into that, but less than we do for some of the other students who are here. So you might not get a lot of information on that, but we can follow up if you have other questions about it.
Okay.
You'd have to look into some of our programs to see if you could come up with enough credits to study here. But I'm glad you're here, and I hope you find something that fits your focus area. Are you a freshman, a sophomore?
Yeah, freshman.
Freshman. And Daniel, I'm sorry to bother you again. You don't have to turn your camera on, but maybe your mic. Are you a freshman or a sophomore or junior?
I'm a freshman.
A freshman. Okay. Okay. Well, thanks for coming. I'm going to share my screen and hope this goes smoothly. I do have a lot of video material, which I know can lag sometimes. So if that's your experience, please turn on your microphone and say it's not working, and then we'll share the link and we can watch it at the same time. Bear with me for a minute while I share my screen, and please do interrupt me. Let's make sure this is the right one. Okay. So again, if you can't hear me, or if you hear me too loudly, or if you want to speak, please turn on your microphone and do so, because I can't see if you raise your hand or put anything in the chat. So I need you to help me out there. Okay, so I am right now in Belgium, in Kortrijk, Belgium, actually, at Howest University of Applied Sciences. And I hope that, like the American student actually that you see in this picture, that you too could come here and have a lot of fun and learn a lot and jump on our local trampoline. Who am I? I use any excuse I can to add this GIF to my presentations because I never get to share it. I'm actually from America. I was born in New York, and when I was about 23, I did an exchange program myself. Half a year in the Netherlands, in Utrecht, and half a year in Aarhus, Denmark, where I studied journalism. And silly me, in the first hour of our introduction week, I met the guy who I ended up marrying, a Belgian guy. So I am maybe the typical international coordinator that a lot of us have those stories. But my exchange abroad absolutely changed my life. It wasn't an Erasmus. Students from Europe get Erasmus grants and go on Erasmus exchanges. But there's a joke among international coordinators in Europe anyway that all about Erasmus babies. So I had my own Erasmus baby a few years after my studies, after I got married. And I have a very international daughter who's probably about your age. So this whole study that for me was 27 years ago absolutely changed my life, took me to Europe, changed my focus on my job, and introduced me to Belgian fries. Recently, well, not too long ago, I became Belgian, so I have the privilege of having the American and the Belgian nationality. And I really do see going abroad for students as a privilege and as a way to, I don't know, to become the future peacemakers and change makers and open-minded people who really can do good things for the world. Enough about me. let me talk about Howest and Stout. We have, before Corona, luckily, we met each other at a at NAFSA education fair, and we immediately saw a match in our computer science and gaming areas. And since that meeting, we've had two professors and deans, I think, from your school, David Beck and Alex Diarmont, come to our school to check out our programs. And our dean, Roel van Dommelen, was at your school for a very fast visit, but with enough time to sign an agreement so that we could have these exchanges. Then Corona struck, and so we are waiting to send students to you and to have students like you come to us. And the focus areas until now have been on our gaming department, so game design, 2D and 3D, and Divine, which is design and development. So that's the more 2D area. And this is also why Dave Beck and Alex de Armand, I don't know if you know them or if they're part of your programs, your study programs, I think so. But they got a good look at our school. They felt there was a good match. And so you can also, after we talk, of course, address any questions you have to them, because they've seen it here with their own eyes and met our program coordinators and got to get a lot of their questions answered. Our dean, Roel van Dommelen, who went, I can't remember, last November or something, he really loved Stout. He said it felt like Howest. It had a similar vibe and feeling. And he could see our students happily there. So I do hope maybe even before you get over here, if you decide to come here, that we send some students there and you get to know them. And that's the very nice way to plant the seed of exchange and friendship and contact and networks. So what study programs might our schools have in common? And I just asked you your majors for this reason. We do have entertainment design in common. We have game design and development. I don't know if any other students have joined, but I know industrial product design, including packaging, plastics, architecture, so interior design. These were all study programs that the visitors from Stout were also interested in also looking at. And then I'll skip tourism because none of you have that background, but the next one is digital marketing and graphic design for communication. We also have that, that's what we call Divine here. Computer science, computer networking, information technology. And then we have a whole list of other things, professional communication, emerging media, video, and other things that I don't think there were any students here that I saw who focused on the other programs, but you see we have a lot in common, and we certainly have some study programs here for a semester or a year that could appeal to you, I'm sure. Don't worry about how small this all is. I'll come to a clearer view of it later, but if you get anything out of this conversation, I think it should be this slide and the next, plus a good feeling about Howest and hopefully a desire to come study here in the future. But with this slide, which you'll get a copy of, you have the link to our English taught semester. So I think for Bodhi, I think the name was, sorry if I'm messing up your name. For example, I would say for you, you could look through the AI engineer, the applied computer sciences, maybe even bioinformatics, web technology, to see if there are any matches for your study program. What's very important to mention and to understand about how our schools are very different, and this is the case sometimes between Europe and America, for example, you really here come to study one program. So unfortunately, you can't take a few courses from design and development and then a few courses from digital arts and entertainment. I mean, it could be something we would look into a little bit for those two study programs. But for example, if you're studying something in Bruges, there's no way you can then take courses in Kortrijk as well. If you're studying industrial product design, then it would be very hard to take a course from entertainment design and things like that. It's here things are more in a box, and we do not have liberal arts studies. So that's also why here a bachelor degree takes 3 years rather than 4 years. It's a very different system because we have no liberal arts credits. For the first year, students get directly into their major. They have to know, even at age 12 here in Belgium, what they want to do with their lives. They can switch it around, of course, but it's a very different system than in America. And I know for our American students that can sometimes be confusing. So if you are interested in our school, then I would say this is the best page to start with. Find the best match. This can change in the future. We add programs, we take programs away. And here you do not see digital arts and entertainment, and nor do you see the full program of Divine, which is design and development. You see a few things that come from those programs. But important to note, we have a fully English bachelor program in digital arts and entertainment and in Divine, which is design and development. So that gives you a lot more courses to choose from, which I think is important for those of you who are here, because most of you seem to fall into those categories. I will come back to more information about that so it makes sense. But again, you can start here and then find, I'm sure, what you're looking for. Another place, because I'm just, you know, an almost 50-year-old international coordinator who is trying to sell you my school with all my heart, honestly. But I think it's most important that you see what our students think. And so I refer you to this page, which is our testimonials. These are just a few pictures of a few of the testimonials on that page. So if you are interested in Howest, I would really recommend you go to this link and you have a good read of all the different students who have been here from all different countries with all different backgrounds, and see what they say and see if it appeals to you. And look at their happy, beautiful faces in the pictures and all the friendships they made and all the parts of Europe they discovered. And yes, all the beer that they drank. I cannot get around talking about beer. This is Belgium. I know it's part of the reason students come here as well. But I can also say that Howest has a reputation for being very challenging, especially for digital arts and entertainment. So that there's only a little bit of time for beer, unfortunately, if you're studying game design here. The drinking age here is there. It's 16 actually. So I'm just putting that out there, not encouraging drinking whatsoever, but just saying this is a fact and we hear it from our students. So you might see it in their testimonies and in their pictures as well. I would like to show you a video, but I'm going to have to exit my screen because I didn't select sound. So I'm going to go out and come back in. And while I'm out, if you have a question or anything you want to ask already, please feel free. Let me try this again. Let's see. This is the funny thing about Teams. You have to check include computer sound from the start. Let's see if this works. If it's a lag, please, I don't know, stop me somehow or do something and let me know. But this is a video, a general video that will show you a little bit of Howest. It's a little bit over a minute. Okay, Okay, so there you can get a little feel for the different things we offer. Just like your school, we have everything from sports and movement and rehabilitation to really heavy computer science and artificial intelligence stuff. And we have a wide array of courses and different campuses and different fields on our different campuses. Going to try to advance to the next screen, which sometimes is difficult. Now I'm going to show you, it's about 50 seconds. I'm sorry that the language you'll see is Dutch, only the front screen and some words. This says, visit our Howest campuses with an appointment because of Corona, but I just want to show you our different buildings, which we very much modernized recently. But we also have extremely old buildings in historic Bruges, which feel like, you know, you're in Harry Potter or sometimes even Games of Thrones, etc. We have a mix of modern and extremely innovative and very old and extremely historical. So let's see if this one works. Please speak up if there's a lag or if the videos aren't working. Okay, I'm going to go ahead. Nobody is speaking up. Here we go. Now here's a question for you. Was that made with drones or was that made with a 3D animation? Does anybody know the answer? Anybody want to answer?
Kind of looked like drones to me.
Yes, you're right. Good. You have a good eye. All right. Well, thank you for your answer. If you're interested in our school and you want to see our different campuses in Bruges and Kortrijk, we have a drone-like video for, I think, almost every campus. So via this link later, you can feel free to have a look and explore. For example, if you would do digital arts and development, then you would, sorry, I'm mixing it. If you would do digital arts and entertainment, you would be in our building called The Level, which has a very specific look and feel. And if you study Divine, which is design and development, it's a much more sort of artistic feel in a maker's lab. So I think it's similar to in Stout, how it is in Stout. Okay, so this is Howest in a nutshell. We're a small school. We have 8,000 students, about 800 employees, 24 bachelor programs, associate degrees as well, and a European master in environmental studies. We are a member of the Ghent University Association because schools in Belgium have a very special setup. You have universities of applied sciences like we are, and they're generally part of a bigger university foundation like Ghent University. And also in Kortrijk, we share a campus with Ghent University in Kortrijk. We have lots of international academic partnerships, 180. We have students here from 45 different countries, partially because we have now we have 4 bachelors in English. So those are 3-year programs, plus we have all of our exchange semesters. We spend a lot of money on research, as most universities do, but we do mostly applied research. We also focus a lot on entrepreneurship and innovation, and many of our students, all of our students in their last semester, apart from a few, have to do an internship with a company for the whole semester, so for 4 or 5 months. And some students can also choose to do an internship in their own startup that's in Kortrijk and in Bruges. And sometimes our students who come from our academic partnerships, they come for a first semester in which they do a study program, and then through us, we help organize an internship and they do a second semester in an internship company that we help arrange for them. So that's possibly an option depending on what your school allows and what you're looking for. So where are we? Well, I hope all of you know where Belgium is. A lot of people think Belgium is Brussels. We are a lot more than Brussels. Belgium is a very complicated country with 3 official languages and only 11 million, a population of 11 million. We are well situated for students. They love it because when Corona isn't ruling our lives, students who come here spend their weekends going to Paris, going to England, going to Amsterdam and Rotterdam, going to Luxembourg even, and going to Germany. We are really a country that is close to everything. Belgium is tiny. It takes 3 hours to cross the longest part of Belgium by car and train. If you take a train from one side of Belgium to the other side of Belgium as a student, it would only cost you €5 something to go and €5 something to come back. Where Kortrijk is, if you look on the right side of this slide, you can see we're very close. Well, maybe you can't see that in this picture, but if you look on the left side, you see I circled Lille, and Kortrijk is actually right above Lille. We're very near to the French border, and from Lille, it's 20 minutes from Kortrijk. You can get a train in 1 hour to the Paris North Station. You can get a train in 1 hour and 45 minutes, maybe less, to London St. Pancras Station. You could get a train in 1.5 hours to Amsterdam. And there are many cheap buses now that take you on trips to all of these cities for long weekends. Now, of course, that's before Corona, but we are hopeful that will also be after Corona. And in any event, we're all finding ways to live with this. And even just today, Belgium, which was one of the strictest countries in terms of movement right now in Europe, they adapted more to the European rules, and people can travel again to even red zones, but with precaution and with testing and with quarantine and stuff. So it is possible. It's just a little bit difficult right now, but I think we will find a way to deal with this as time goes on, and also hopefully the Corona situation gets under control. So this traveling is very possible. Today I was talking to a student from Morocco who's coming to study here, and his goal is to see every place where the Game of Thrones was filmed or something. So you have a lot of stuff going on, a lot of history, a lot of entertainment, a lot of things to see and to do here next to studying. But as I said, studying it's considered pretty hard at our school. Especially for, I think, the majors that you guys sounds like you'll be in. This is a very busy slide, but we pride ourselves on our IT and our creative courses. We had like computer science, digital design and development, which there you can see Divine in case that didn't make sense. Excuse me. We have multimedia communication technology, and with our digital arts and entertainment, that's a fully English bachelor degree. So there's plenty of courses to be taken. And there we have these sub majors, let's say, of 3D production and VFX, game graphics production, game development, 3D animation, independent game production. So that's leaning again towards the 2D. And now we've added sound design recently as well. So our students who come for a semester and focus on those studies, they are allowed to jump from those different 6 sub-majors. Our regular students who study here generally stick to 1. So that's a big difference. It opens up a lot more possibilities, I think, for students like you who can dabble in different courses from these sub-majors. It's a more like the American system, but without the liberal arts courses, let's say. We also have product design, if anybody else has joined us who are product designers perhaps, and architecture, and a bachelor in bioinformatics as well. So all of those courses lead to a lot of choice, let's say, more choice than the semesters I showed you in the second screen, which are 30 credits of that or 30 credits of that. Here you have a little bit more room because you have more courses available. So these are the 6 programs that are fully in English. They're the ones we just also went through, except the European Master is added. And also we have a cybersecurity semester as well. Don't worry too much about the words postgraduate and all this kind of stuff. Belgium is an extremely confusing system of education in terms of the names of the degrees and stuff. All of these things that you see on the screen are available for studying, but you'd have to choose one of them, and then you have the whole set of courses available to study. Just to give ourselves a little pat on the shoulder, for those of you interested in gaming, whether 3D or 2D, Howest Digital Arts and Entertainment was the #1 game development program in the world from 2017 and 2018. We don't know for this year where we are. Last year we fell a little bit because not enough students submitted work. I know that Stout is on this list as well, so we're all in good company. And I think we all have similarly, I can't speak today, challenging curricula. As for the other programs, now I think most of you would more fit into digital arts and entertainment, of which you can choose from the whole bachelor program, so 3 years and 6 semesters of courses. The same goes for if you would want to study design and development. That's also a full bachelor in English, so you can choose from courses from 3 years and 6 semesters. For maybe the person who came at the end who was interested in applied physics, etc., you'd probably have to look in one of these specific semesters of 30 credits. American students who come here generally take 24 credits or something, and we actually recommend it. I would never tell you to take 30 credits of digital arts and entertainment courses, for example, if you came here. Now 30 credits is your 15 credits, let's say. So I would say take your 12 credits if possible, so that you can also have a life of travel and a life like an Erasmus student of going out and enjoying yourself, because like I said, the curriculum is very demanding. So mostly our students from America can take fewer credits than the European students take. And I highly recommend that you sign up for the minimum amount of courses with the biggest impact that you can if you're interested in coming here. So those are our programs you see from the fall, the autumn semester in Bruges. Then in the autumn semester, the fall, sorry, we also have 7 programs in Kortrijk. Now this is now, next year, these might change a little bit. Just so you know, the ones in Kortrijk, so creative technology, digital design, and UX research, I think those would appeal to several of you who are interested in moving in images and animation. Those fall under design and development. So collaborative design studio is industrial product design, but creative technology, digital design, and UX research, those are all under design and development. So please do have a look at those. In the second slide I sent you, you have the link. And I think you can find some cool courses there, or just look at the whole program of Divine, which you can find via our website. The same for digital arts and entertainment. In the spring in Bruges, we have 4 programs, and in Kortrijk we have 3. But again, unless you're going to focus on one of these semesters, if you're thinking about Divine or DIE, Digital Arts and Entertainment, then it wouldn't be one of these semesters. It would be the full course load that you can choose from. I hope that's very clear, because it can be confusing. Just coming to what's around here, Flanders, we have Flanders and Wallonia. That's the weird thing about Belgium. We're basically split in half. I don't even know if you know, but it's the second time and the longest time we haven't had a government. So there was an election, but our government cannot agree and form a government, and we're doing okay. So it's like we function fine apparently without a government, but Belgium is a weird place. It's a special place. It's kind of surreal. We have a lot of surreal art like Magritte. I don't know if you know him, but check him out if you don't. It's a funny little country, let's put it that way, but it's a great place. And because it's so small, you can just hop around. We have the famous Atomium, which you can see on the left there. We have in Brussels one of the most amazing squares called the Grand Place, which at some point gets filled with flower carpets and stuff. There's so much to see here, and it's so close to each other. It's like hopping on a train. Like I said, you can go anywhere as a student for about €5.50 or something with a train rail pass. So we would definitely encourage that if you're here between your studies. We have Antwerp, which has a great harbor, amazing cathedrals, fantastic Flemish primitive art. Which is really inspiring when you're a designer or artistic. Our students get a lot of inspiration from Flemish primitives, let's say. Ghent is only a half an hour, well, even less, 20-minute train ride away. You can go there at night for dinner. It's also a big student city. There's this fort castle just right in the middle of it, these beautiful buildings that you see on the waterways. And again, very, very beautiful, famous art. It also has like one of the only belfries, so like that goes very high up, that has an elevator in it. So you can actually get to the top without walking all the stairs, which for me is great. And you get the best view of the most medieval city. We also have a coast. We're on, if you looked at where we are on the map, we are across, well, from where we have the North Sea between us and the UK. We have a small coastline, but we are proud to say we have the longest tram line anywhere. I think it goes the whole coastline, so you can actually pay like €3 and take a tram through the whole coastline right next to the water. It's pretty cool. Nice way to spend a day. You can also go shrimp fishing on horseback at our sea and coastline. And again, it's just a very fast train ride. If any of you would end up in Bruges, for example, if you're focusing on global business management or applied computer science or things like that, well, Bruges is just known throughout the world. There's the movie In Bruges. See it if you haven't seen it, talking about belfries. There's a beautiful scene with the belfry. You have waterways, boat rides, everywhere sets up ice rinks. It's so wonderful, and students just absolutely love it. And it's where all the chocolate is made as well, all over Belgium. If you like chocolate, if you like fries, Belgian fries, they are not French. Napoleon stole them from us and called them French, but they are Belgian. And then about our campuses, you have the link to all the videos, and you saw quickly in the video I showed you, but here's a quick look. We have 3 campuses in Bruges. Kortrijk is a small but very beautiful design and art focused city. There's a big push to make it greener and more ecological. And there's a lot of things now for students to do here. It's a quieter city. It's not very touristic. It might have 1 of everything, where Ghent would have 20 of everything, or Bruges would have 4 of everything. So it is a small place, but it's very beautiful. I've lived here for 27 years and absolutely love it. Here's some of our campuses in Kortrijk. We have our industrial product design. Our design and development campus is up there on the left picture with all those wooden crates. We also have our digital arts and entertainment campus, which you can see here, the black building with a big green screen, of course, and special stairways. And we have our newest building, which is right outside my window, called the Penta. It opened last week, actually, and it's a very beautiful, light and airy, very nice place to have your classes. Kortrijk is small. You can get around very easily. Bruges, the same. We have partners all over the world, so if you were to study here, then you would be meeting people from all of the countries you see here and more. Most of our partners, of course, are in Europe. I think in every place in Europe. We've expanded a lot to have partners in America, in Asia, in South America, also in Canada, in Africa. So you would be in good company with a very international student body. making friendships with people all over the world. So when Corona allows it, you can be flying everywhere and staying or taking trains or whatever and staying on people's couches. That's one of the best things about going abroad on exchange is those friendships you make or those husbands or wives you meet or whatever, like I did. We also have a Confucius Institute in Bruges. We have big partnerships with some Chinese universities, and we teach Chinese at our school as well and have a lot of events with our Chinese partners. And that is mostly in Bruges. I think I would like to, if I can, quickly show you it's about 1 minute, the show reel of our digital arts and entertainment students, and then the show reel of our divine design and development students. So you can place yourself a little bit in this. Please do interrupt me if I need to stop talking or something like that. So I'm going to play it unless somebody speaks now. I hope it won't lag. Here we go. Nope, that didn't work. Let's try again. Yeah. So yeah, that you can see that's all work from our students, some more recent than others. So if that's kind of the domain you're interested in, then I would definitely get more information about digital arts and entertainment and the courses that you could take there. I'm not going to show you our campus. I'll skip this, but make sure if you're interested to have a look at it. This is the level and it's the campus for digital arts and entertainment, a very cool place. And you can also, if you watch it later, get the look and feel and the feel for our art classes and these kinds of things. So please do take time to look at that if you're interested. And now I will show you our Divine student show reel. This is, again, Divine Design and Development. And it is an art school. It's partnered with one of the major art schools of Ghent. And so this part of our study program is actually considered under the umbrella of art school, whereas digital arts and entertainment is more considered in the IT computer domain, if that makes sense to you. Okay, I'm going to play this now. It's also pretty short.
Sur mon lit à bouffer sa langue en buvant grand mon whisky. Quant à moi, peu dormi, vie débris, mais j'ai dû dormir dans la gouttière où j'ai eu un flash. En 4 couleurs, ça plane pour moi, ça plane pour moi, ça plane pour moi, moi, ça plane pour moi. Ça plane pour moi.
Okay. Shuts off. Okay, so and here is also a video you can watch yourself to show you the difference in the kind of feel you get on each campus, because I think it will help you place, you know, what you would like to study more, because there is this sort of overlap between the 2D and the 3D, but you see there's a huge difference. I would like to add that our students from Divine and from DIE, they get hired all over the world and very easily. Even though in Belgium the gaming market is quite saturated, it's amazing how fast our students get jobs. And I have to also say, because we have so many students who study game design and development, that we very often hire students to teach because they have the greatest skills. So there is a job market out there, and maybe even internationally for you. You never know. This is a video that I just showed. Wait. As far as student life here, I'm not going to show you this video. I think I'm actually going to just show you what is remaining in these slides so you can explore yourself. But I would encourage you to watch it. For each incoming student, and especially students who are coming from very far abroad, like you would be, we assign you a buddy or multiple buddies. That's a local student who might pick you up at the airport if Corona allows it, get you situated in your student room. We would recommend living in student dorms. In Bruges, there's more of a private market for a student house. There are different possibilities, and we'll share with you the cost overviews and the different possibilities of where you can live. But we try to match a buddy so that you make a friend for life. If you watch this video, you'll see that in this example, the girl you see on the left became friends with basically all of the exchange students and invited them all to her house for like waffles or Belgian pancakes. And that's what we hope happens when you're here. We try to make a very thriving global community. We have a lot of events. We give away a lot of prizes to go to local places with your friends and have dinner or drinks or whatever. And because we have so many international students and their local buddies who are often Belgian, there's a nice mix and a nice group of people that you would certainly meet. And if you live in the student dorms, of course, then it's more familiar, like in the sort of American situation, because student dorms are not very popular here. But in Kortrijk, we have one for 80 students. And in Bruges, like I said, there are some student houses, but it's more you live on the private market. Just going to show you what you have ahead that you can watch yourself, because I want to leave some time for questions and it's already running out. I'm very sorry. You have lots of videos that you could watch. This is a very inspiring one if you're not sure about going abroad. My students last year made this, and it hopefully will give you goosebumps, and it shows you a lot of Kortrijk as well, so you can get a feel for the city. This is a welcome video from the city of Kortrijk itself, if you want to get a feel for it. Another, if you want to get a feel for Kortrijk. This is, I and my colleague give you a tour of Kortrijk right now. Here you have a tour from students in Bruges. They will show you the campuses of Bruges. These are long videos, so you'll need to take some time if you're interested. And then we had a video, European video project where students made videos about student life. So this is a series, and you can see a lot of different cities and different kinds of students here at Howest. And these are old videos, but I think they're still relevant. You have, this was made by some students here as well, and they went to Ghent, Antwerp, Bruges, so you can get a feel for what's very close by and worth a visit for sure. And then here are some more videos and playlists. If we run out of time now, which we very well might, you can absolutely feel free to contact me via my email address or by WhatsApp texting, which you can see in the first slide. I'm going to stop sharing my screen and listen to you if you have any questions. If you don't have your questions yet, you can feel free to send them to me in the chat. Maybe I can upload some things for you as well, if possible. I'm not sure. I'm going to put the cost sheet in there for you. So does anybody have any questions? Or did you all go away? It's also possible. It happens
No,
a lot, you notice
They're
when you're
mostly still
teaching.
here.
It's okay. I wouldn't be hurt. It's a long day.
Well, we should note, I'll post a slide here in a minute with just some reminders of how students can connect with advisors here or where they can go if you have questions later on. But we do want to take advantage of Sarah being here now. So if there are questions or any information you'd love to know about Howest or Belgium, this is a great opportunity. Belgium is an excellent country. I stand by everything Sarah said. The frites, the fries are excellent. You will not find better.
You have to eat them with mayonnaise, though.
Yeah, you you go into the frite shops and there's like 15 sauces to pick from.
Yep.
Oh yeah, it's a big world out there.
It is. It's a great place to come. Is anybody left or have any questions? I think there's only a couple of people still here.
And I think there'll be a follow-up as well from Andrea. I think she'll be reaching out to any students who attended the sessions.
Okay, great.
So
You're welcome, Bodhi. Thanks for coming. I see there's you can't access the PDFs. I'm not sure why that would be. Do you know, Danielle?
I do not know, but let me see. Because I have the option to download them.
Okay,
Yeah,
maybe they're blocked. But Daniel, you can always email me if I'll put my email address here as well, and feel free to send me any questions that you have, and I can send you the presentations as well if you want via email. This is my email address, so feel free.
And we are also hoping to be able to post these all the links and slideshows and all these sorts of things through I think both the Canvas Study Abroad Fair application as well as on the Study Abroad site. But that will probably take a day or two to get up because there's a lot of materials to upload, and we will also add our recording from today's session. So you'll be able to go back and watch it later, share it with friends, right? So there'll be lots of opportunities to follow up.
That's great. And Megan and Daniel, you were the first in, I think, and the last out. So that's a positive sign, I hope. And I hope you find your interest area somewhere, I think, between digital arts and entertainment and divine design and development. I'm not sure where you fall. I hope by seeing the videos, you have a better idea and you have some time. So even if you just would like to know which courses could be an option, just email me and I'll send you the links, because that you don't have those links precisely in the PowerPoint because that's more specific. Then I need to show you the whole curriculum, and I can easily send you that information if you need it. Okay, that's great. We would love to see you here, Megan and Daniel. And please do write me if you have questions. Thank you for coming to this session. I spoke maybe too long and didn't leave enough time for the students, but it's good you stayed till the end. Thank you. All right. Danielle, I'm sorry. I think I supposed to speak 15 minutes or
No,
so?